Hi, Daniel Crumley here with Tuskhuntingandtrapping. We're going to show you a video and take you on one of these hunts that we had, a little bit of coon hunting. We're going to have a special guest. His name is Drew Washington. He'll come in and tell us a little bit about what he does, how he, hunts, what he looks for in dogs. Um, he's really humble and outspoken guy. He's very respectful. Um, he can't ask that much. He's really down to earth. Like I said, just all around 100% good guy. Um, but we're gonna have him come in today and kind of give us a little rundown of what occurred last night, pros and cons, what we need to look forward to correcting, and a little bit better, maybe time management, along with probably different routes, everything like that. Kind of maybe get down there, look where these raccoons are coming in at, and just kind of checking it out, getting a feel for the land. But y'all stay tuned, watch the video. We'll take you on the hunt where we get we get some, and dogs do a great job and made it very successful for us and a very successful hunt. Y'all stay tuned. All right, I'm with Drew Washington here, and just some things, man. Where are you from? How'd you get started in coon hunting? What kind of drove you towards doing what you're doing with KDK? Knock them down kennels. Just let us know a little bit about it and what you're doing.
I'm from Hearn, Texas. Graduated in 2009. Man, I've been coon hunting since I was probably my kid's age. Man, I called myself want to be a hog hunter, and then nobody around that hog hunted, and the guy stayed behind Jesse Ray Edwards and Willis Adams. They coon hunted, and I just gravitated towards coon hunting and the coon hounds.
And as far as your pops went hunting with us last night, and how was he oriented or already in coon hunting type of game, or did he kind of?
He went when he was younger, and I have a cousin on his side that actually still goes coon hunting. He's an older fella, and I try to get him out there with me as much as I can. So I told him, I actually bragged about him. I actually bragged about Shebang to him, and well, we'll see. I ain't with all that big walkers and stuff, but we'll see. So
Now,
I think she made a believer out of him last
oh
night.
yeah, I mean, it was a good hunt, good solid hunt, and they did their job, especially Shebang. As far as dogs you're looking into attributes. What type of breed? What are you looking for in dogs? As far as a good hunting dog on your aspect, I know there's no perfect dog, but everybody's got their own little niche.
Right.
As far as what would you look for?
Well, with me, dog that's smart, will listen, is independent, and really, to me, my personal opinion, as far as dogs being a dog being a good dog, this goes for any dog. If you duck hunt, quail hunt, whatever, hog hunt, you want a dog to be consistent. If I go hunting tonight, I want to look at a coon tonight. If I go hunting tomorrow, I want to look at a coon tomorrow. It's not always gonna be perfect. So, it's consistency is the most important thing, and I don't like a mean dog. I don't think nobody likes a mean dog. So,
Do you think more of it helps with being the handler and having that bonding between that dog and being on the same page? They know that you don't want to go home without a coon, and if you let them know that, they're not going to go out, let D down and not get on one, or tree.
And see, and I didn't mention this, but that's where the drive comes in. Cause like last night when we were hunting, I had to wade in that water to go get that dog. Cause I know she wasn't gonna stop until she put a coon in a tree. But it was getting late. I had church this morning, so like I say, I appreciate the drive Shebang has. She has great drive. And Sidekick showed me a lot of promise, and even Bella too for her first time hunting.
Yeah.
For her first time hunting, she showed me a lot.
And that's another thing we didn't touch on is I have a dog. He's got a couple of dogs, and my dog I've never hunted it before. Kind of turned it loose just to see if she would follow and maybe follow pursuit. And she did, for the most part good. There were some negatives, but we're gonna work on those things throughout the year. We're gonna capitalize on some of that stuff, get some more hunts and get some more videos to y'all. As far as what would you have to say to the young hunters, the young bucks, young bloods coming up in the hunting game that are wanting to hunt? You get a lot of those guys that come up to you, man, I want to start hunting like you. I want to get eager, and I like seeing it. I like hearing it. I like them coming up to me and being.
Right.
I think my biggest thing to their message is tell them, hey, be a little bit humble to yourself. Be humble that you got the opportunity to go.
That was the first thing I was gonna say. If you're a young hunter and you trying to get started, whatever it is, even if it's deer hunting, and I don't like deer hunting because I don't have that type of patience. But if you trying to get into the hunting game, especially with dogs, even if it's squirrel hunting, the key thing you have to have is patience, because you're gonna encounter dogs that may have a good bloodline and they may not take to whatever it is you want to do. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna touch on this. No matter how good of a dog bloodline is, papers don't treat your dog. They won't treat you no dog. You can find a dog, a country coon dog, that probably treat more dogs than some of these dogs that got all these titles on them. But another thing, the most important thing is Daniel touched on it, and I'm finna say I touched on is patience, 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 patience. Because you may have a dog from the time it's a puppy, and he or she may not take like you want them to. They may not take to fight a coon or hog, whatever you hunting. They may not take to it like that. And then you got some dogs that just natural. Just natural. It's click. They get that smell, they know what they need to find, and it's over. And then you got some dogs, do this is what I want to do, I'll make up my mind. That's probably the most important thing. Oh, I always be respectful if you hunt on somebody else's land, be respectful. Let them know if you're gonna have somebody with you, or is it okay for this person to go hunting? Because a lot of people these days, they'll just sit there, oh yeah, it's fine, go out there, tell them you know me. But you be respectful, you be humble, you be patient, and he'll bless you.
Yeah, that's the truth. The other things we were sitting there complimenting on is I ran into some troubles with some headlamps throughout hunts and everything, and I had a headlamp not even 6 months old, and it shorted out on me, and we got we had these. We bought these for what, $25?
It was about 20 something dollars.
And it's a little rechargeable LED light. It works good,
and it got a pop cover.
It's got little pop covers onto it. Changes colors and everything. For what it's worth, it's definitely a bang for your buck. His pops was using one of my lights that I got from Bassfire. It's actually really, really good light. I use it for the predator hunting, situations. But it's a really reliable light. It comes with 2 batteries, or a charger for the batteries. They do come in different. I know they come with the red light, green one, and I think they come with almost like a violet, but that's more of like a blood tracker light. But for the most part, they're each $25. Simple, easy, to the point. More reliable than some of them $100, $200 lights that are out there.
Definitely true.
And when it comes down to hunting for us in the woods, that's what we got to rely on. We got to rely on having some type of lighting, especially if there's no moonlight.
Exactly.
We've been out there, done that. It's we've had some of them run out on us last year. That was a struggle.
Let me go and say this. I had a light last year that I can't remember the place I got it from, but it was kind of the same, but it was a bump cap, and it had kind of the same length, thing as this, the same head. And me and Daniel were hunting, and I'm pretty sure dogs had a coon. We were looking, His light died. Then my light died.
Oh man, that
So,
was
so we just SOL.
yeah.
So if you have a chance, you have $25-$30.
Yeah.
Get this light, cause it'll light the woods up. I'll tell you that now. Then you get I believe it's a red, blue,
I think yellow or amber or whatever.
yeah. It come with the pop caps.
Yeah.
So.
And what's good is, this hat came with something different. I mean, you can put it on the helmets or the caps. But what I like the best is that, most of the lights I've ever dealt with, this back plate that mounts to it, slides down in this little bracket. They've always been real loose. They're not real tight. Well, this got a little bit thicker metal, almost like what you use, you old school guys would know. But for like pagers and stuff, that's almost what it is. I mean, it clips in there, and it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it's sealed up in there. And that's a big thing, especially when you're bending down, you're trying to, tie up dogs. You don't want a light popping off your head all the time and becoming a distraction. And not only that, being an obstacle other than just the woods and the environment that's out there. I think, for the most part, the hunt last night was a really good hunt, positive hunt. I mean, as far as, pros and cons, do you have any pros and cons that, I know probably time management would be one of them that we need to work on as far as get out there a little bit earlier. We went out there pretty late last night.
That's one. I can give you, let's get the pros first. The pros is, if you got a good dog, you'll have a good hunt. I tell you that, if you got a consistent dog, you'll have a good hunt. It's fun. I grew up around walkers, so that's kind of a special preference. But if dog tree a coon, whether it be even if it's a plot, black and tan, whatever, I'll take it. Not right now because I'm full. So, but let's see. It's nice just to hit a race. Especially if you got a dog that's not shucking and jiving, it's nice to hear a good race. The cons, I tell you a story. I tell y'all a story. I was hunting. Matter of fact, this was right before this season started. I was hunting at my grandpa's place in Franklin, and me not thinking, okay, well, I go one more time, cast out, and a dog I had by the name of Woody and knock him down, Knucklehead. He wasn't in my video on KDK TV last night on my first episode, but Woody treed and Knucklehead went in there with him, and they split. So me and a buddy of mine, Dom, shout out to Dom, went out there and they were looking, trying to find the coons, and long story short, we ended up having to walk back to Franklin, Texas, because my car got stuck. Well, I didn't have a key to get out the gate. So I had to leave my car overnight and then go back in the morning to get my car. That's a con right there. So if you hunt on somebody's land and they keep their gates locked, make sure you have a key.
Or somebody with you that knows that
yes.
key or combination or whatever it is.
Because if you don't have a key,
you ain't gonna make it out.
You gonna end up either having to sleep in the car or truck, whatever you hunting in, or you gonna have to walk wherever to get a ride to go get your dogs, whatever, get the gate unlocked. So make sure you have a key. Another con actually is last night, that last drop we made, it was thick. And then on top of that, I had to get in the water just to get shebang. So
and not only that, you didn't touch on that, but we had a rainstorm the night before, so it kind of dampened things out down there a little bit. We knew it was going to be a good night. It got cold, but it just kind of, as far as prepping for that aspect of it, we weren't planning on getting in the creek and going swimming, or he wasn't planning on it. I know I didn't go down in there, but like you were saying, the environment that we were in is real thick. I fell a couple times. I ain't gonna lie. I face planted, but I think the other thing, especially young hunters starting out, they're gonna want good dogs. They see all these people with good dogs. Sometimes you can pay for a good dog. Don't get me wrong,
That's true. That's
But
true.
some people that younger were like when I was younger, you can't afford those type of dogs. So you got dogs you raise up or you get as puppies, and I think the biggest thing for me, especially being hog hunting and everything, and was
Just work with
you got to work with them, and don't get discouraged
Work with 'em.
if sometimes them hogs are gonna play a game, raccoons are gonna play games with them. They're gonna try to get them off that scent trail. They're gonna try to do circles back, go double back on themselves. They're gonna try to cross creeks, go down the water. They're gonna do whatever they can to fool that dog's nose. You can't get discouraged. Your dog starting out when you're training him, he's gonna make mistakes,
That's true.
and it's gonna happen. You want to fix those mistakes first off. But second off, when your dog does a good job and what you're wanting him to do, praise him for it. Give him that kind of, good boy. Now get back on it, and then you take on the next time. Sometimes it's just, it's the name of the game. It doesn't always happen. Hey, we're gonna get on a bay or we're gonna get on a tree.
It's gonna be nice. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna be good all the time. If you're a young hunter, it's gonna be nice where you just. I don't. Why I get into this?
Yeah.
It's gonna. You go like. I'm pretty sure you had it hog
yeah.
hunting. Why did I even do this? Why do I even do this?
Even trapping,
Right.
people think it's easy, and when you're trying to
No.
locate where they're coming from or trying to get a good bait station set up to where they're coming in all the time consistently, and you set that trap and they don't come in it. That is one frustrating deal, especially if you're trying to defend your crops or your food source for your deer, or it be hay for your cows. It's all those different type of implements that are in there that kind of are frustrating at times. It really is.
That's true.
But I think another thing we could probably do a little bit better is go down there, kind of see how those coons are traveling. I know definitely last night they were traveling up and down that creek like crazy, especially
yeah,
that
they
one.
was swimming. They was
Swimming,
swimming
yeah.
the creek. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you. Let me take you through this. The one she treed. Well, she treed that first tree. She was right there on the water.
Oh yeah.
So cool. So this is what the coon, what we think the coon did. Coon got on the tree she was on, jumped out, swam the creek, went over to the other side of the bank, and then climbed the tree. Cause when she treed, she was winding him. Because when she got wind of him, she went to hammer. So we end up getting that one out, and we end up getting that one. He ended up dropping in the water. She looking for him. Then she finally swam. She was winding him the whole time. And she finally got to him and swam on the other side of the creek. So coons and hogs are very smart. So if you a young hunter, I'm just letting you know, if you gonna hog hunt, coon hunt, hogs are very smart. Coons, but I think coons and hogs are 1-1.
Yeah.
One just bigger than the other.
And they like to go in the thickest stuff too. You don't expect it to be no easy hunt either. It's gonna be a challenge.
I got scratches. I'm scratched up, tired, your body mess around, be hurting. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. But let me touch on what you asked earlier. I didn't address it. I got started. At first, I was gonna call my kennels, shake them down kennels, and then I came over. I was watching YouTube one day, and I can't say his last name. I don't want to butcher it, but Nick from Nightlife Kennels on YouTube. I was watching him, and I got the idea. Hey, I can do this too. So I was like, I want to change my name, and I end up changing the name to Knock 'em Down Kennels. So, I just ran it by a couple of people I trust, and they said go for it, and KDK TV.
Hello. Yeah. It's similar to my same thing. I had a vision on what I wanted to get done and how I wanted to get it done and how I wanted to get the message across to help people learn, teach young hunters. Not only that, kind of introduce the hunting lifestyle into some people that never didn't done it before. I served with a lot of guys that come down here from time to time. They come to hunt with me that served with me in the military, and by the way, your dad was in the military, or your pops was in the military, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Correct. You
About
tell him thank you for his service from
years.
us.
Yes, sir.
And,
I will do.
that we deeply respect our veterans. just because, you know, they've you know, sacrificed quite a bit. I know a lot of them have, and just a simple little gratitude, you know, taking them out to kind of disconnect from the world and kind of get that little hunting fever going. I mean, it's a life changing moment.
He enjoyed it.
I could tell he
too.
seemed like he was.
He was juiced.
I think he was moving a little bit better than I was last night, to be honest.
He was juiced. He was ready. I'm pretty sure he ready to go again.
Yeah.
He was juiced.
Drew, thank you for.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Yes, sir.
Thank you, man.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
But go out there and subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's KDK TV, right? Or is that what's the YouTube?
It's Knock 'em Down Kennels, Hearn, Texas. And you'll probably see my first episode, KDK TV, first episode. And if you have a Facebook, follow me. Well, don't follow me, but add me. It's Knock 'em Down Kennels. That's KNOCK with the little, what's that? The apostrophe.
Yeah, a little apostrophe.
Whatever it is. Y'all know I've been out of school 10 years. And it's EM and Kennels. KENNELS.
We like to see y'all back on here looking, you know, watching our videos and everything, and we deeply appreciate each and every one of y'all that are viewing, and y'all have a very blessed day.
Lone Star Hunting and Trapping.
Yep. It'll be all of us combined. Got him.